Welcome to the Oberalp Convention. It is the first time we cannot meet at the Congress Center in Alpbach. Different times need different solutions. It's a pleasure to welcome you today for this special Oberalp Convention in front of our headquarters in Bolzano. This is a special Oberalp Convention. Today we cannot shake your hands, but it was important for us to share with you, our partners, what we believe in, and to continue to build together the basis for a successful future. In uncertain situations, you need to be creative to find new solutions to reach the defined targets. Our marketing department took on this challenge and worked hard over the last week. The result is the first virtual convention. This format also allows us to not only invite retail partners and medias, but to welcome also mountain enthusiasts, real fans of our brands. So what is new in this format? As you learned in the last conventions, we define ourselves as a people business. This is why also in this virtual convention there will be several opportunities of interaction. But let me explain how this new format of Oberalp Convention looks like. There will be an initial phase on stage. Our CEO, Christoph Engel, will introduce the topic of this convention by sharing some interesting facts of the market environment. The brand managers of Salewa, Dynafit, Evolv and Valcountry will give you some more insights into the brands. The product presentation will be done in a double way. You have the opportunity to take a virtual tour to our showrooms to get an idea about the general concept, the colorways and the mood. But please take also the opportunity to click through our product videos, where our product managers will explain you the product highlights, technical features of our products and design elements. What is new in this convention is that the convention will be available for more days. This gives you the opportunity to look up some content also over the next days. But you have also the chance to invite some of your colleagues to the Oberalp platform and the digital convention. It might be a great opportunity in a moment and time where many other things are not possible. Meeting you is actually what we would miss the most. This is why we installed a 48-hour live chat room. Please join our teams, the brand managers, the product managers and also our sustainability team to discuss and share things. Having your immediate feedback, the opportunity to share things and discuss different topics is so important for us. I really hope you will enjoy this new format of Oberalp Convention. I will take you now inside the building where my colleagues are already waiting for you.
Welcome to the Oberalp headquarters. As you know from our past convention, for each convention we select one theme as a common thread for this event. A topic we think is relevant for you, our partners. A topic we would like to share and discuss with you. The topic of this convention is Pillars of Mountain Sports. And it's a pleasure to hand now over to Christoph, who will explain you what this means for us.
Thank you so much, Ruth. Hello to everybody. Good evening. What a wonderful moment. The Oberalp convention is taking place in a new form, and we have done everything we can do make this possible. A warm welcome to all those who are now being taken a mental journey. In this convention, the Oberalp Group has taken up two topics that we see as the pillars and the future drivers for mountain sports for us and our partners. The first topic that we are touching today is the subject of climbing. And the second one is that we are dealing with the topic of trail running today and this evening. Both are important topics for us, which will play a decisive role for more and more customers in the future. We have research, studies, and surveys for you and us and drawn conclusions from them. We want to build on data and base our decisions on it. This is why we present the most important findings from these studies today for you. Let's start with the topic of climbing. What different categories there are for this. Rock, alpine, crack, sport, top rope, bouldering. And from a sport that was initially for a select group of people, it has become a transport. Climbing today has become a new social movement. And it began with pioneers, it began with heroes, it began with conquerors. All of them, with a very few exceptions, were men. This word has changed completely and dramatically. They became communities, peer groups, families. And according to the most comprehensive study on climbing, which was published a few months ago in the US, this sport will grow worldwide in the next 7 years with 30% and will reach a volume of $950 million. But how are the individual segments of this industry divided up? The biggest part are occupied by carabiners and passive protection goods, like helmets, followed by harnesses and belay systems. And the specialized clothing, like shoes, climbing shoes, they're taking part of it, are behind all of them. Are you surprised about that? I was deeply. But if you look at the revenue, a completely different picture emerges. Here the harnesses lead in front of the shoes, and together these two segments make up over 60% of the cake. You can also earn money with helmets, while safety system and carabiners are becoming increasingly tight in margin, unfortunately. And here is all in comparison and at a glance. Have you had the same experience with it as the studies comes to? That you can earn more money with harnesses despite numeric issues or to the carabiners and passive protection goods? Interesting. Another remarkable finding from this study. On all continents, the climbing community seems to behave according to the same purchase criteria. A great homogeneity. Climbing has become a worldwide relevance. That's amazing. Only between Europe and US there are some striking differences, and this would mean that the assortments in the shops would have to be different. Europe is more climbing harness oriented, whereas in the US you should to focus more on passive protective equipment. Oh yes, originally climbing was in hands of man. Today it looks very different. The whole family became or becomes a customer if you would invest in this mountain sports segment. After all, the portion of kids is already 9%. That's big. And that means for us, the climbing segment, it's a very interesting target group. And there's a big potential for every retailer in this world, regardless of the continent and regardless of the target group. Great homogeneity all over the world. Not only because the segment in mountain sports, it's interesting because he has the highest predicted growth. But it's on the equal level important that the demand, which thanks to the many climbing and bouldering halls, is not longer subject to consistent seasonality. And not forget that in the meantime, many climbers have become great communicators. Their social media channels are highly sought after by the community and help a lot to keep the sport attractive for a young target group. And don't forget, in 2021, there will be climbing competitions in Tokyo at the Olympic Games. And one of our young Evolv-sponsored athletes will be there as part of the US team, the youngest one we are proud of. Great. Why should we focus more on this segment? I want to describe a little bit the future. The only mountain that is growing in the world is the climbing hall. And there will be more and more of them worldwide. Training boards are being installed in rooms of the youth. And this is something that every retailer must keep in mind. The Oberalp group will offer you, with its 3 brands, a lot of opportunities to fulfill the expectations of this target group and clients. Okay, let's move now to the second pillar of mountain sport with a great potential for the future. And we see it in the trail running. And we selected 2 studies as base for this presentation. The first one was a survey aiming to a young target group, international balance between men and women. 90% of them were between 26 and 50 years old, based on Facebook. And the second one, much larger, was with 3,200 participants, which took place among the readers of the Trail magazine, describe themselves as multi-sport athletes. They do not only run on the mountain, but they are go hiking, they are go ski touring, they are doing mountain biking, they are doing road biking, and they do road running. What does it mean? That with every trail runner, a customer comes into your shop who is interested in many other sport segments, which is great. And you see in how many sports people is interested. When we asked 1,300 active trail runners what they would expect from them, their shoes, their trail running shoes, the first 3 preferences were very clearly defined. First of all, the shoe has to be comfortable. Secondly, the shoe has to give me stability. And third, the shoe has to allow me a good feeling to the ground. The next thing is that we ask the people, what are precisely the not less important advantages of a shoe? And if you are a trail runner, you don't want to have a hybrid approach to your shoe. You don't want to use it for different types of ground conditions, and quick lacing systems are not so important. What does it mean? It does mean that trail running is a very specific mountain sport and has fully fledged itself in the meantime. And if trail runners had a choice in shoes, which would they prefer to others? Not very surprisingly, 2 things were mentioned. Individualization and sustainability the last name playing a role for almost all participants. 1,145 out of 1,300 said that that has an importance for them. Trail runners are very specialized sport activists. They naturally have the right shoe to practice the sport and do not rely on generic products or hybrids. They own several pairs. Give a look now. More than 50% have more than 3 pairs. And 700 out of 3,200 have more than 5 pairs at home. There is turnover in that, ladies and gentlemen. And finally, 3,100 of 3,200 trail runners have a specialized backpack for practice the sports, which means that accessories are very important. This indicates how important these accessories are in the target groups. In addition to the backpack, it must be a GPS watch and a headlamp. And look closely now on this screen. Nutrition supplements. 75 of all participants of the study, of the 3,200, use and buy them frequently. Are we prepared for that? Have we had it already in our assortment? To be honest, we were quite surprised about this result. And in trail running, there is a clear big five of the major events. They have established themselves as the must in the mind of the trail community. Transalp run leads in front of the Mont Blanc and the Großglockner Ultra, followed by Eiger in Switzerland and La Lavaredo Trail in Italy. If we asked 3,200 runners about their preferences. And we are very proud that with Dynafit, we are the main sponsors of this big five. The big sponsor and the main sponsor for Transalp, and the big sponsor and main sponsor for Großglockner Ultra Trail. And that's why participation of one of these races is among the first 3 purchase intentions. Look at that. Pay attention to that. You would have expected, okay, what you all have in mind to buy as next. Okay, logically, new shoes and probably a new watch. But that we should have race tickets in our assortment is probably a big surprise. But keep it in mind. Trail runners can also afford something. After all, 2/3 of them have an income that is over 40,000 euros or $40,000, and that is far above the value of a normal sport goods consumer, which means that the money is spent in different channels, both offline and online. Trail runners do all. They buy from the special shop as well from the all-rounder retailer and in online. And why we should invest in this segment on one page here. Multi-athletes with high income and a penchant for accessories. That is a highly interesting target group for us. And now one more thing. Which brand is trusted in this community to be capable for trail running? Among the first 6 brands mentioned, with one brand clearly in front, and you can imagine which one. One of the Oberalp brands managed to win the silver medal in the 2nd place, and that's our brand Dynafit. Which means that Dynafit is not only the performance creator, it's not only the brand athletes for athletes oriented, but this brand has the high credibility for trail running as well. And we are proud of. The Oberalp Group is and will be a reliable and stable partner for these 2 pillars of mountain sports. For an unseasonal business with climbing and trail running equipment. And please have trust in our group and let us create great partnerships to organize the future of mountain sports. And now, I warmly welcome on stage Stefan, the brand manager of the Salewa brand. He will show what his brand has drawn from the studies. Hello, Stefan.
Thank you, Christoph. Nobody asks us more of the same product. The new generation of mountaineers is asking us for better products. Analyzing quantitative facts is an important starting point, but in the same time, we believe that only in combination with a clear vision and a great interpretation, these data get the full relevance. Therefore, for us, it's so crucial to understand our mountain sport community very deeply. As introduced by Christoph Engel, our group CEO, the objective of this platform of the Oberalp Convention is to learn together more about mountain sports and share experiences. Today we learned that climbing has growing in the last years a lot. And also in future, the predictions are positive. We believe, and data show us, that climbing will continue to fascinate plenty of people around the globe. As pure mountain brand, we ask ourselves, what does make us as mountain brand credible and relevant for this growing community? Well, on the one side, climbing is strictly connected to mountaineering. You could say that without mountaineering, climbing would not exist. But that's not all. We measured and we know that in the last period of time, the climbing mindset has developed a lot. While in the past, you have seen that the sports climbing community was completely disconnected from the mountain and mountaineering community. And in the last years, the new generation of mountaineers and climbers are blending these two worlds seamlessly. On the one side, climbing difficulty is coming from the hole to the mountains, as well also a new technical style. On the other side, technology and the expectation from customers is coming from the mountain down to the climbing hole. Salewa has always been connected and focused on this next generation that is already today in the middle of our customers. Since 1935 is all about the passion for mountain sports and is all about the passion to challenge the status quo in the gear, in developing new mountain disciplines, and also in the shaping of the mountain mindset that stands for each generation of mountaineers. We stand with progressive mountaineers because we are progressive mountaineers.
Yeah!
Progressive mountaineering, first of all, is a mindset. Like all major communities, also the mountain sports community has developed subtle codes that are crucial to respect. Salewa not only wants to respect the secret codes, but aims to further develop them. Every Salewa product we build enables people to feel part of this trend-setting community. And if we look to the climbing world, we believe and have the vision that there is an unfulfilled customer dream. There is missing a technical solution for those progressive mountaineers which train in the hole for their next idea on the mountain, to prepare themselves for the next mountain adventure. A product that is able to seamlessly blend these two worlds. Let me show you with some numbers how I see these facts and how data can help us to describe the potential. On the right side, you see what you already know. More or less 50% of the generated turnover in the mountaineering field is generated with apparel. If we compare this to the share of apparel in climbing, you see a significant difference. For us, this is describing and is proof that there is a lot of climbers today that are not finding the right solution for their climbing activity. Therefore, for Summer 21, we started to focus on that niche, and we started to bring a new concept on the market. This is based also on a new and unique technology, alpine hemp. Salewa blends the oldest textile fiber of the world with latest technologies like responsive, and launches herewith a game-changing solution for climbing. A better product. Hemp is not only very, very strong, absolutely nice to wear next to skin, it has also a great moisture transport characteristica. But hemp is not only a great material to wear, it's also a promising sustainable fiber. Both the cultivation and also the production of hemp fibers consumes 50% less water than cotton. Next to that fact, hemp grows very fast, from the seeding to the harvest in less than 4 months. If we compare this to wood, you would need 30 years. And finally, hemp and cultivation of hemp don't require any pesticides, and with that it contributes also to enrich the ground. Salewa believes that using the hemp and investing in bringing back the hemp culture is a great contribute to reduce the impact and to optimize the footprint in the entire textile industry. Therefore, we decided to make out of that a very concrete project. We want to invest 10% of the revenue of our Train to Climb collection to bring back hemp culture and cultivate hemp again in the European Alps. Hemp and alpine hemp has been a long-term project for Salewa. And if we are here after a long R&D phase to present this line, we can say that we have found a solution that is strong, light, and responsible. Strong, light, and responsible. And 18 hero styles tested and developed with our athletes and colleagues are the proof of that. Let's see what our partners and colleagues say about hemp.
Hi everybody, my name is Peter. I love the new Salewa hempband because it's incredibly light and comfortable. I used it for traveling, for bouldering, for sport climbing, as well as for some after climbing beers.
I've been part of the testing team since the beginning of the project, and I had the chance to wear and try on the sweatshirt in alpine hemp. At the beginning, it felt a bit rough and scratchy, but now I'm really pleased to see the outcome of the developing phase thanks to our comments and feedbacks. Now you can really feel that it's light and soft next to the skin.
Imagine it's beginning of January and you step into a premium mountain store. Let's say your favorite one. And in the middle of the winter sales setup, you already find exclusively the new Train to Climb collection made of alpine hemp. Every product is available in exact your size and in the color you like and not in the leftover of the last season. In the exact same color the Salewa athlete is wearing. Wouldn't you be attracted by a shopping window like this on the street? Wouldn't you like to be part of the exclusive trendsetter package where with only 10 square meters space of your store, you get a personalized highlight area, or simply get the Alpine Hemp Experience Toolbox. Come on, we all love stories. And our digital and physical solution are a great opportunity to tell these stories and get a unique insight how hemp is growing and how the hemp culture is coming alive. I am sure the following numbers help you to understand the great opportunity of this concept. We have measured in several stores that traffic is the yellow line you see behind me in your stores. We know that the sales periods attract a lot of customers. But we also know that in average, 70% of the customers in that period do not find the right product and are forced to step out of the store without having found the right size, the right color, and in the end, they did not find the right solution to fulfill their need. Our idea, therefore, is to make sure that on the one side, we give a longer life to our products. With that, we make sure that for a longer period of time, our products are available in all sizes in the stores. On the other side, we decided that already in the peak season, where a lot of people step into the store, we launch our new line already in December, ready to be on the shelf during the sales period. We already experienced the positive effect of this idea with our Q3 fall collection, which we established 3 seasons ago. The result is promising. 20% more customers had the opportunity to find the right solution and step out of the store happy to have in the hand the right solution. We are the first brand that launched the Q3 season in fall, and we are the first mountain brand to launch a proper spring Q1 collection. As climbers, we know that leading the way sometimes brings the risks to take the wrong direction. But after a while, you get the instinct for the right route. Salewa leads since 1935. Check out our full collection in the virtual showroom and don't miss the opportunity to talk to our experts in the chat room. Now it's time to hand over to Benny Böhm, General Manager of Dynafit in the headquarters in Munich. Hello, Benny.
I just got the signal that we are live on stage here in Munich at the Dynafit headquarters. Thank you very much to Bolzano, to Stefan Reiner. Warm welcome to the Dynafit headquarters here in Munich. I'm very happy to show you today the Dynafit highlights of the collection Summer 2021. We experienced altogether some very challenging times, and we said we want to look a little bit maybe at the positive sides of that crisis. And what we see is, I think, a picture we see in almost any city today is that we hardly have traffic, at least much less traffic than usual, and we see much more runners. People have more time and they're taking care of themselves. They're actually going out exercising. And there is no easier exercise than running, because you start from the door. And that's actually now confirmed from various data all around the world that road running has increased by 50% since the corona crisis started. That's very good news, and that's also very good news for trail running, for our world of trail running. Trail running, and we've heard it from Christoph Engel earlier, trail running is already increasing for years, but since the corona crisis, also trail running got a special boost. We have 5.3 million of trail runners in Germany. We have 9 million of trail runners in North America. And we said we want to take a deeper look at the Dynafit consumer, at the Dynafit trail runner. So we started various surveys throughout our social media channels. And what we found out, and this was the most astonishing and surprising result, what we found out is that 60% of our consumers are actually taking parts in various races. So they're racing 3 to 4 times a season. And that's a lot. That's a lot of races from our consumers. And that's really confirming our DNA, because our DNA is race. That's where we're coming from. And you know various products from winter, what we call our ski boot, our top ski, racing ski, DNA. And here we're bringing the DNA concept into the summer world with a DNA racing collection. And we all know the feeling when we made it through the finishing line, when all the pain is released and when we are having all these endorphins going throughout our body. And with the DNA collection, we have a higher purpose. It's not just another collection. No, it's actually fulfilling the dream for many of our consumers who have been working for years, for months, for weeks to start the race at the starting line. It's their tool in order to make it. And there's no better person to express the DNA racing collection than our Spanish athlete, Oriol. Oriol is 25 years old, and with only 25 years, he came top 3 at the World Championships of trail running last year. And that's the key visual, how we are using Oriol. Out of this real competitive situation, you see how the background is diluted, is becoming black and white, just as our race collection is. And DNA, with all its focus, is in the front line. But I've said enough about the DNA race collection. I suggest that we look at the little movie. Enjoy. Movie on. Yeah, this movie just makes fun. I want to go to the starting line immediately and I want to just start racing. But before we start racing, let's talk a little bit more about the DNA collection. I want to give you some more insights. The DNA collection is the top of the Dynafit collection. That's the race collection. And in order to make the lightest products, we need the best and the most performing and the most technical products, and also, of course, technologies in terms of fabrics and everything we use in order to really speed up. You will see that these are the lightest products you can find in the market. But also, I think in terms of looks, the DNA line comes a long way with that black and white color theme, very impressive. Also with these strong accents of another accent color, also here in the women topic. Or we see a white and black color theme. This is what a DNA line looks in action. So I guess we will see a lot of people with the DNA full outfit at the starting line. This is at least what we are working for, and I hope together and in partnership with you. Okay, this was it for the DNA line. Take a look at the virtual showrooms. There will be the explanation in detail about the different products. But we have another action where we want to activate the consumer, our consumer, together with you. We have seen in the last weeks that sometimes we all felt like this. We felt that we are going down in that kind of situation of Corona crisis where our shops were locked down, where we were locked down, where we didn't sell one single piece. But we want to activate our consumer again, and there couldn't be no better action than run for your local dealer. Because we have heard that people want to go out there and to run. And they want to go out and then they want to buy new stuff, but we need to give them the confidence that it's actually okay to go to the shop, to buy the stuff and to run local. That's another point. It will be much more local than global in the future because you remain where you are, and therefore run for your local dealer means also to shop local. That's what we want to achieve. We want to see full stores again. We want to see people who fulfill their dreams again. And therefore, we have a real activation action, which is called, again, Run for Your Local Dealer, Run Local. We produced a couple of thousands of these neck gaiters, which a special production made in Italy, Run Local, one man and one women's style. You have already received through your sales rep all the information and hopefully also the physical neck gaiters in your shop. And the entire action is about, starting from today, by the way, the entire action is about that any consumer who comes into your shop and buys more than 100%, than 100 euros wholesale value in your shop of Dynafit product gets this neck gaiter for free on top. Additionally, we have another couple of thousand neck gaiters which are not for free anymore, but which you can purchase if you want to continue this action. Our last information about the Run for Your Local Dealer action is that we are closing our online shop on dynafit.com from today onwards for the next 7 days. So any user who lands on our website is actually sent to your shops and we say, sorry, we are closed, please shop local, run for your local dealer, and we try to support you that way. And I'm sure that we will see a successful action and something which is of a real physical value for not only you, but also for our consumers. Okay, this was it from the Dynafit side. Last but not least, enjoy with me together a couple of slides of the Dynafit collection. The team, the product teams and marketing teams have worked really hard in order to come up with a collection which finds the right balance in these strange times. The right balance between reducing the risk for you, but on the other hand, to offer a really fresh, new and crisp collection. Reducing the risk because we found a really good balance of carryover styles mixed together with very new and fresh styles with fresh color concepts, which comes together as a really new line. And that's what the Summer Collection 21 looks like. Please visit our Dynafit showroom, our virtual showroom, where you can experience the entire collection and highlights. And therefore, I wish you a great show and thank you very much for listening. And I hand over to my colleague, Stefan Zublassing, who will tell you more about the world of climbing. Stay tuned. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Benny. Great to see that you're doing well in Munich. It's a huge pleasure for me to take part of this first Oberalp virtual convention. Now it's time for our country, and as you know, we are the pure climbing brand, or as we say, it's all about climbing. Until now, we have discovered together the huge potential of the climbing gear market. Our CEO, Christoph, has shown us some pretty impressive numbers of this market. The forecast for the next 5 years is very promising too, with a growth rate of about 30%. But there is just one doubt. Is it right to speak in this moment about market potential? And is it right to speak in this moment about growth rates? COVID-19 has stopped our societies and our economies over the last few months and has also stopped the climbing industry. But has Corona really stopped the climbers too? Are climbers so strong, or what has happened? Well, climbers often are super strong physically, but for sure, they don't have superpowers. Well, thinking more in detail, maybe they have one little superpower. Yes, climbers love to solve problems. All climbing is problem solving. And you know, every route you climb is different, and every climber has to find its own individual solution. And this solution could be different every single day. So let's see together how climbers have coped with this situation and why we should be so optimistic about the climbing industry. The climbers' first reaction to COVID-19 was pretty obvious. Stay home, climb later. Well, this approach has not worked out really well. We know climbers are freedom lovers. They can't simply stay at home and chill on their couches. Some climbers tried to climb at home. It was funny to see this explosion of creativity in the climbing community? Well, climbers simply adapted, and rock climbing became indoor climbing in the proper sense of the word. Well, not all examples have been that creative and that radical. Most climbers simply trained at home. The rule was train home and come back stronger. And there has been no limit to creativity too. Hangboards and training accessories sold out for several weeks, and everyone training hard and at home and pushing its limit. So that means our target group essentially is a problem solver, and we had to ask ourselves, what product would a problem solver need? We know the best climber is the one having most fun, and you are having most fun when you simply focus on the climb, and you simply focus on the climb when you simply blind trust your gear. And therefore, we went a step back and asked ourselves, what would be the best harness a climber could ever wish? Usually, a harness is or heavy or comfortable, or light and uncomfortable. So that's a dilemma many climbers face. They want to have a comfy harness without sacrificing weight. So our development team had a pretty hard problem to solve, but they are climbers, so it was a nice challenge for them. And I'm super proud to present you the Superfly Superlight, the Mosquito, the lightest sports climbing harness on the market. This harness is built specifically with freedom of movement in mind without sacrificing any comfort. And an important standout safety feature is the wear indicator on the reinforced lower tie-in point to clearly indicate when it's time to retire the harness, it has red little threads that only become visible after excessive wear. So you, as a climber, you always know when it's time to better change your harness. And it's an important and life-saving information. But to focus on the climb is not just important having the right gear. Also, the right apparel is fundamental. So we ask ourselves again, what will be the climber's favorite training shirt? A shirt to train hard, to climb hard. So we developed the Session Training Capsule, technical tops for climbers looking to hit their target and push their grades. So our Session Training Capsule is something really particular. It is, first of all, a 100% technical climbing shirt out of 100% organic cotton. The raglan sleeves stand for unrestricted movement when you climb. The underarm insert in lightweight cotton mesh gives you additional breathability. Simply a technical and stylish top. And obviously, the same is true also for the lady climbers. So, the challenge right now for us is we have the right product, but maybe in this moment, having the right product is just the starting point. The world is changing fast, and there are so many products, there are so many challenges, but there is so much that we can learn from the problem-solving approach in climbing. And we at Wild Country, we had to go for the most creative way we could imagine. And we have been inspired by climbing again. And it was just before like a long climbing trip. You have to carefully choose the right gear to be prepared. And in order to support you partners, we opted at Wild Country for, first of all, a 100% digital sales campaign that you could discover from now on. So please enjoy it. Second, we postponed several product launches, mainly in the technical hardware sector, to cushion these missing months right now. And third, we went for a carryover approach in our apparel collection to give a certain continuity to the market. So with all that in mind, it is still hard and also early to make a prediction, but I'm super optimistic that for the climbing market, it is a positive one. And I would say that if you have a look on the climbers, they are waiting impatiently to practice their sport again, and the lust for climbing is growing, so there can just be a positive outlook on the climbing market. And even if the gyms in some countries may remain closed for the next months, that would simply mean that more beginners find a more straightforward way from the plastic to the rock, and also that's positive then for the market. And I'm optimistic because our target group is a problem solver. It is super motivated. And with the right product and with you as strong partners, I am convinced that also this year we can climb some inspiring walls together. And maybe it's going to be a bit harder and a bit higher as expected. But together we can make it. As you know, the climbing family inside the Oberalp group is growing. And therefore, I have the pleasure now to hand over to LA, California, and give the word to my Evolv colleagues.
Thank you, Stefan. Hi, my name is Bill Sinoff. I am the General Manager for Evolv, and we are coming to you today from our offices in Orange County, California. Looking outside, it's 72, sunny, little breeze, pretty much perfect climbing conditions. And as much as we would love to be outside bouldering and cragging with our friends, unfortunately, in this moment in time, that's just not possible. So what have we been doing? Like everybody else, looking for creative solutions to stay fit, stay healthy, stay sane. So using home climbing gyms, climbing on the outside of our houses, and in some cases, climbing on the underside of kitchen furniture. And what's clear is that these are super challenging times. There's no debate. But if we're honest, as climbers, this is good. Challenge is what we do. Challenge is in our DNA, and challenge has always been what's driven our sport forward. It causes us to adapt. It causes us to rethink. It causes us to take, a continual progressive approach to problem solving, to try things over and over and over again until we unlock the solution or move our sport forward, move the grades forward. This is what we've always done. This is who we are, and this is what will help us move through this current moment in time to a really bright and really modern future. For Evolv, this progression really started in 2003 in Southern California when we started the brand, and we had a really simple goal. We just wanted to build really, really great climbing shoes. And for the last 17 years, that's exactly what we've done. And in July of 2019, last year, we were super lucky, super fortunate, and we became part of the Oberalp group. If there was a soulmate, if we had a soulmate, in brand soulmate, it would be the Oberalp group. We have a very clear shared vision of the future, shared goals, and if you look at even looking at the building in Bolzano, it's modern, it's futuristic, and it really speaks to the next generation of climbers. So for us, we are the next generation, and we speak to the new wave climber. So who is the new wave climber? They're the generation that's being introduced to climbing through climbing gyms across the globe. They live in cities, they live in urban centers. They're highly creative, they're very self-expressive, and they have a very deep green core. They are also very serious about fitness. And what climbing does is it gives them a way to combine all four of those elements into a single discipline and a single practice. So when they go to the gym, the data shows that they're there 4 to 6 days a week. They climb hard, they train hard, they level up fast, and they achieve grades in months that took previous generations years to achieve. But importantly, their aspirations do not lie exclusively in the climbing gym. They all aspire to climb outside, and even more importantly, this generation does not draw distinctions between climbing inside or climbing outside, between climbing with a rope or bouldering, between trad climbing or sport climbing. To them, it's just climbing. And as a result of this, they have a very organic look at the world of climbing, and climbing gyms, as a result, are very much becoming their social and emotional hubs. So this generation is not going to the bar, they're not going to the club, they are definitely going to the climbing gym, and the climbing gyms are becoming their, their social meeting place. So what does this mean? Very much so, and I think we see this maybe more than other brands as a result of being based in Southern California, is climbing is making the transition from niche sport to mainstream culture in exactly the same way that skate did and surf did. It is undeniable. We saw it with surf, we saw it with skate, and we're seeing exactly the same thing with climbing. It's on the path and it's not going to stop. And even in the immediate economic uncertainty, new gyms are still being funded, new gyms are still being developed, and new gyms are still being built. This is a path that it's well down the road and it's not stopping. So what does that mean for Evolv? For us, this is perfect. We have always been the brand that spoke to this generation. And what we have now, especially with the partnership with the Oberalp team, is we have the ability and the resources, and we're focusing the team basically on two things. We're going to tell great stories, and we're going to make super great product. So speaking to product, what we'll do now is we'll give you a brief overview of the categories that we're going to move forward with that will define the brand into the future and very much future-proof the brand. So what does the product roadmap look like for Evolv moving forward? It's simple. We're going to continue to build great climbing shoes, and we're going to expand to include street shoes and climbing essentials that are envisioned and designed specifically for the new wave climber. Climbing shoes. We'll have 3 categories: Evolab, Performance, and All Around. Evolab is our pinnacle category. These are modern shoes for the best climbers to do the hardest routes and the hardest problems. This is a category where innovation never stops, where good is never good enough. This is where we take our highest technology and marry it to beautiful, elegant design to deliver the cutting-edge climbing solutions. Performance. This is the category where technology meets reality. These are shoes that need to deliver a high level of performance across the widest variety of rock types. These are shoes that need to edge, they need to smear, they need to hook, and they need to do it pitch after pitch, route after route, all day long. If there was a one shoe quiver, this is the category that it would live in. All around. All around is defined by one word: comfort. These are shoes that need to be as comfortable out of the box as they are at the end of the day. These are also shoes that need to deliver a level of performance that will let you go from your first day of climbing, level up fast, and get on par with your group of friends within weeks or months. These will be your first pair of shoes and maybe your favorite pair of shoes. We are taking a radical approach to street shoes. These are shoes designed specifically for new wave climbers to wear when they're not climbing. These are not approach shoes. These are shoes that take cues from modern culture, from skate, from surf, from urban design, and combine them into a streetwear shoe that has sticky rubber and durability. So, can it do everything? Yes. Will it look like everybody else's approach shoe? No. And finally, climbing essentials. So this is a body of products that is exactly what it says it is. It is all the essential added components to the new age, new wave climber's lifestyle to complete the ecosystem. So in the end, what we have is a group of products that can take Evolv from being a great climbing shoe company to the endemic brand for the next generations of climbers. So in the end, our goals are simple and audacious. We want to continue to build and innovate great cutting edge product in the most beautiful way, and we want to change the narrative of climbing for the next generations. Thank you, and handing off to Christoph.
Thank you so much to our colleagues in California and back to Europe. Thank you so much for having paid attention to this first experiment of Oberalp Virtual Convention 2021.
Take some time to click through our homepage and to have a look at all the content we prepared for you.
give a look to the movies, join in our 48-hour chat rooms.
Have a look at our sustainability report that we launched today, and have a tour to our virtual showrooms.
Thank you so much. Bye bye, arrivederci, auf Wiedersehen.
Bye, and thank you.